We're talking about niching down. We're talking about hyper focusing. We're talking about super focusing, who we help, how, and why this is really a massive return on investment. If you're a serious business owner, if you're a serious entrepreneur, if you're a serious network marketer, if you're a serious business owner, agency owner, this is how we niche down. This is the little secret that we don't necessarily, I guess not so secret, but we don't necessarily talk about it, and it certainly isn't taught in school, but there's these three main pillars, and if you stick with me for about, I have less than 10 minutes, so just a few minutes, I'll share it all with you as quick as possible. Bust out the pen if you want to take notes or just pause it. I will ask if you're getting some value out of this, let me know throughout the message. And here we go. So first is segmentation. What are the three main pillars? Segmentation, targeting, and what is our positioning? Who are we and how are we seen? So let's start with segmentation, identifying that customer, that partner, that friend. I challenge all of you to call your customers friends. We move strangers to friends and friends as family, as Fraser says. So identifying customers and their needs. But how do we do that? First, we need to make sure they're accessible. Otherwise, the messaging that we create around our brand, if you've stuck around for a while, or if you're in one of my Facebook groups, or if we've met and discussed marketing, we've talked about social media content funnels. We've talked about creating content. We've talked about publishing and advertising, and how that split second, we have that time to essentially create focus. Well, today I want to talk about taking that to the next level. How do we really take that I help, who I help message, which we're taught to put on our profiles. And if you're catching this on my Facebook profile or Instagram, maybe you don't know exactly what I'm talking about, message me, I'll drop you some information. I've got a free Facebook group that we talk about marketing specifically. And so this is one of the things we've talked about in depth, making that profile really be a funnel. This is the messaging that we talk about. So when we look at segmenting our niche, who are we specifically laser focusing on being able to help? One of those things is that accessibility. Can we reach them with our message? And the second is this group actually measurable? Is this something we can access and then have a potential market share on? If you're not familiar with that, look up how to assess a market share, right? But what's out there in the market, and can we make a dent in that market with this messaging? All right, and then make sure that that market is substantial. It's large enough to actually be worth the investment, and that essentially the segment that we're looking at communicating with, segment of humanity, this group is what we're talking about.